What's up, everybody? It's Justin Harvey here at Quantify Planning. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to film a quick video to help my physician clients invest more effectively. And this is the way I want to do that. I want to bring to your attention what I believe one of the key statistical relationships that exists in financial markets. We're going to use this statistical relationship to build, in 5 minutes or less, an investment system that is going to help you as an investor have behavioral resilience. It's going to keep you from making the wrong decision at the wrong time with regards to your financial affairs and costing yourself a lot of money. So the statistical relationship I want to bring to your attention, and shout out to Ben Carlson, one of my favorite financial bloggers, for bringing this to my attention, has to do with S&P returns over the rolling periods from the 20s up until this data was last updated in 2015, where I found it. And this is what I want to bring to your attention. As the time frame extends, going from daily to quarterly all the way down to 20 years, the occurrence of a positive outcome, of having a positive investment return, approaches 100% in historical terms. What this means is the longer you're invested in equities, the more and more likely that the outcome you're going to experience is going to be positive. So this is something we can use. It's a very powerful principle we can use in order to manage our own affairs, to create a system that's going to optimize our investments and help us to not make bad decisions. How is that going to work, you ask? We're going to use this principle, time segmentation, to take advantage of these return streams so that we experience more of this, positive outcomes over long periods of time, and we limit the risk that we have in shorter periods. Now, this method that I'm going to share with you is far from rocket science. Actually, it's quite simple, but there's a certain elegance to its simplicity. And if you implement it, it can have significant behavioral benefits, which I'll share. So this is going to be a review for many of my financial friends. What I'm going to propose to you today is what is commonly known as the bucket strategy. So we have 3 buckets, and they are segmented based on time period. So bucket number 1, this is your short-term bucket. 6 to 12 to 18 months, things that you're going to need in the interim. Checking savings accounts. We're going to take zero market risk here. These are going to be FDIC insured accounts up to $250K at a credit union or at your bank. This is going to be cash and cash equivalents. This is going to be money that you're going to need pretty soon, and so we want to make sure that there's no risk involved. That's bucket number 1, and this is the short-term time segment. Bucket number 2, we're going to divide out as to your intermediate term goals. This is like 5 to 7 years and shorter. And what we're doing here is we're taking a very conservative position, a lot of cash, short-term bonds that are low duration and low risk, and we're taking a tiny, tiny bit of market risk. What we're trying to do is earn a little bit of interest on this in some cases, but essentially capital preservation is the main goal of bucket number 2. And segment number 3, long-term. This is 7 to 10 years and out. This is going to be an equity-focused strategy. This is where we're going to take our market risk. Now, why is it that this time segmentation strategy is going to allow us to have behavioral resilience? Well, it has to do with these market return streams. So look at this. Daily return, it's the flip of a coin whether or not I'm going to make money tomorrow in the stock market. But the longer our time frame gets, the more reliable it is that equities are going to deliver a positive return for me. So the way that we build this system is to take these time periods when it's a shorter term, when the outcomes are less certain, and these time periods are going to correspond with taking no market risk and taking very small market risk for these time frames inside 5 to 7 years. And then once we get up to time periods where 10 and 20 years, the outcomes are much more certain, that's where we're taking equity risk, right? That's where we're going to be more aggressively invested for retirement or, IRA, 401k, things that you're not going to need for a long time. And what that does is that serves to give us this mental system where we can have an understanding of the way we're invested and how whenever CNN tells you, oh my gosh, the Dow's down 1,700 points and you need to be freaking out about it, we know that the place we're taking equity risk is in bucket number 3. We don't need it for 7 to 10 years or more, and there's absolutely zero reason for us to be freaked out because buckets number 1 and 2, this is what we need in the short term, right? There's no equity risk here. There's no headline that's going to impact what's happening in buckets 1 and 2. And therefore, we can be free. We don't need to be anxious. We don't need to be worried. We've used this time segmentation method based on a statistical relationship in the stock market to be able to optimize our returns and optimize outcomes and help us in the process manage our own behavior. So we're not going to hit the eject button at exactly the wrong time and cost ourselves, potentially do irreparable damage to our retirement plan. So that's all I've got for today. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to leave a comment below. Hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video.